Hello, welcome back. So in the previous part, we have seen how we find how do we calculate the load and how this UDL is calculated. We have seen the process. Now we will calculate the effect of load in terms of bending moment. So maximum bending moment will occur at the midspan, and as our beam is simply supported and carrying the UDL over the whole span. So the maximum bending moment for in that case will be WL square by 8. So W we have just calculated and L square we have calculated in step 3. So L is basically the effective span. So putting all the values, we find the maximum bending moment as 120.56 kilonewton meter. Now, after that, we will check how much depth is required. So yes, we can convert the same value under Newton mm also. So effective depth required, again we will use the same formula that we have used in the singly reinforced beam. So effective depth required in this case is 659.12 mm. So basically the required depth is more, but we can provide only the depth of beam up to the 500 mm. So that is why we can write here that D provided is 460 mm, which is less than D required. So ideally, we should increase this value, but we can't because it is restricted. And that is why it confirms that we are supposed to design the doubly reinforced beam. So I have mentioned here, as mentioned in the question, overall depth cannot be increased beyond 500 mm, and therefore the beam has to be designed as doubly reinforced beam. So this thing confirms that our beam will be designed as doubly reinforced beam. So now in this step we are supposed to find out the reinforcement, because till now we have calculated the load and the effect of load in terms of bending moment, and we have checked the depth, and now it is confirmed that we are designing the doubly reinforced beam. So in the doubly reinforced beam, we will find out the value of AST and ASC. So we have seen how do we find out it. So simply we will use the relations. So it says that to design doubly reinforced beam, the moment of resistance of beam shall not be less than the maximum bending moment. So as I said that if we want our beam not to collapse, in that case, the maximum effect of load, which may be in terms of bending moment, so maximum effect of load should not be more than the resistance of the beam. So that is why I have written here that moment of resistance of beam shall not be less than maximum bending moment, which means moment of resistance MR will be equals to maximum bending moment. So this is the equilibrium condition that we are supposed to follow. And on this condition, our reinforcement will be calculated. So as we know that M is equals to M1 plus M2. So this M is actually maximum bending moment, and this maximum bending moment should be less than or equals to the value of MR. And it is actually the sum of M1 and M2. And we know what is M1 and M2. So M1 is RBD square, which is the moment of resistance of the singly reinforced beam as a balanced section. So putting the value, we know the value of R, B, and D provided. So putting all the values, we can find out the moment of resistance of the singly reinforced beam, which is 58.71 kilonewton meter. Now this is the value of M1. Based on this, we can find out AST1 also. So AST1 can be calculated by using this relation. So in the relation, we can put all the values M1 and sigma ST into J into D. Now putting all the values, we get the AST1 as 613.94 mm square. So that is the area of reinforcement required as in case of singly reinforced beam. Now we are supposed to find out AST2. Now AST2 is dependent on the value of M2. So this M2 can be calculated as M minus M1 simply. So there you can see M2 will be M minus M1, which is, I mean, M we already know, this is the maximum bending moment, and this is the moment of resistance of the singly reinforced beam as balanced section. So the remaining moment will be 61.841. So for this moment, we are supposed to find out the area of steel AST2. So AST2 relation will be used. So I have already explained this formula earlier. So putting all the values here, D minus D dash. Well, this D dash is the effective cover in compression reinforcement. Well, generally in the beam, the effective cover that we provide. So this is the effective cover, which is 40 mm. So this effective cover will be same as this effective cover, that is for the compression reinforcement. So generally this effective cover will be same. So please don't confuse with that. So this time D minus D dash. So D dash value is 40 mm and D value is 460. So putting all the values, we get the value of AST2 as 640.18. So now we have calculated the value of AST1 and AST2. So the AST is AST1 plus AST2, which is the total area of tensile reinforcement. So the total area of steel in tension required will be 1254.12 mm square. Now we will find out the area of steel in compression. So as I have mentioned the two methods to calculate ASC, we will take one of that. So we will equate the value C and T. So there you can see this is C and this is T. So M to M will be cancelled out. So this becomes AST2 into sigma ST. So in this formula, first of all, we need to find out FCBC dash, because FCBC dash is the stress, flexural compression stress in the steel, equivalent area of the concrete. So that is what I have written. For the calculation of FCBC dash, we can use the similar triangle property. So now I will show you that diagram. So there you can see this is the compression steel, and at this level the stress in the steel will be FCBC dash. So there you can see this upper triangle, this triangle is similar to this triangle. So the ratio of this and this will be equals to the ratio of this and this. So this becomes XCR minus D dash. Okay, so I will show you that. So there you can see the same ratio we are using here. FCBC by XCR is equals to FCBC dash by XCR minus D dash. And therefore FCBC dash can be calculated by using this. All values are known. FCBC here is equals to sigma CBC, and XCR minus D dash XCR. So all the values are known. So by putting all the values, we can find out FCBC dash as 5.95 Newton per mm square. So now we got the value by putting this value in this equation. So you can see here the only unknown value now is ASC, because we know the value of M, FCBC dash, AST2. Okay, so by putting all the values, we can find out the value of ASC, and ASC value is approximately equals to 1600 mm square. Now, till now, we have calculated the area of steel in tension and in compression, but we have to provide this area of steel in terms of the number of bars. So we have to now calculate the number of bars which will be provided in tension as a tension reinforcement and as the compression reinforcement. So while calculating the number of bars, we need to take care of few things. Uh, so basically, what we do is we calculate the number of bar after assuming the dia of bar. So in case of tension reinforcement, we have already assumed the dia of bar in step 2 while calculating the effective cover. So also area of steel provided in the form of number of bars should be more than required. So basically the AST that we have calculated, say 1254 that we have calculated. So basically the number of bars that we will be providing, their total area of cross section should be more than this one. So we should always take care of that the area of reinforcement that we are providing here in our beam in the form of bar should be more than the area of steel required. So this is the thing that we need to always consider while calculating the number of bars. So which means if the number of bars comes out as 2.3, so in that case we will approximate this as 3, not 2. So if we approximate this value as 3, in that case what we are doing actually is we are providing the number of bars more than required. So which means the area of cross section provided will be more than the required. So this is what I am trying to explain. After that, we also need to consider that the difference between the area of steel provided and area of steel required, it should not be more. It should be as low as possible. Why? To use the steel optimally or economically. I mean, to make our structure economical, we need to see that area of steel provided and required, the difference between them is not large. In that case, we will be providing more area of steel than required. So which means our structure, our element will not be economical. It may be a little more costly. So to avoid that, we also need to check that the difference between area provided and required is not much, not large. So I will explain this phenomena when I will be solving the, when I will be calculating the number of bars. And because of this, because we have to use our steel optimally, sometimes what we do is we use bars in combination of different dia. So it is not like we will use all bars of 12 dia only. Say for example, in the beam, if we use the bar, so it is not like all the bars of same dia. They may be of different dia. Say for example, the outer two dia of 20 mm, the inner dia may be of 16 mm. So in such combination, these combination we can use so that so that the area of steel provided and required is, the difference is minimum. So all the discussion that I have done on this slide, we will perform on the next slide. So first of all, we will calculate the number of bars for the tension reinforcement. So as I said that the area of bar is already assumed as 20 mm. So number of bars for tension reinforcement can be calculated by this formula. So AST is the AST required and A phi is the area of cross section of 1 bar. So AST required is 1254.14 and area of cross section of 1 bar is this one, pi d square by 4, and d is the dia of bar, which is 20. And after this we get the number of bars as 3.994. So it is just less than 4. So in that case we will provide the 4 number of bars, and in this case the area of steel provided will be 4 bars multiplied by area of cross section of 1 bar. So in that case the AST provided will be 1256. So you can see required is 1254 and provided is 1256. So it is just more than the required. So in that case we can say that it is best optimally, the dia of bar or provided here, they are best optimally used. Similarly, we will find out the number of bars for compression reinforcement. So till now we have not assumed the dia of bar for compression reinforcement. So this time we are assuming the dia of bar for the compression reinforcement. So again, we will assume the dia of bar as 20 mm in our first trial. So after assuming the 20 mm dia of bar, we can get the number of bar for the compression reinforcement as, again using the same formula, but this time we are using ASC instead of AST. We are using ASC because we are calculating area of bar, number of bar for compression reinforcement. So ASC by A5. So ASC value is 1599.75 and area of cross section of one bar is pi d square by 4. So in this case, you can see the number of bars comes out as 5.09. So as I said that we will always round off this number on the higher side. So 5.09 can be written as 6 numbers. So we can provide bars, 6 number of bars of 20 dia. But at the same time, now we will calculate the ASC provided, how much area we are providing. So area of steel providing will be 6 number of bars multiplied by area of cross section of one bar. So there you can see we are actually providing this much bar, this much area of steel, which is 1884, and required is approximately 1600 mm square. So we are actually providing 284 mm square area extra. So this 284, which is the difference between these two, can be reduced by using the combination of dia of bar. So in the first trial, I can say that this is very huge. So what we can do is we can try different combination of the bar so that the area, the difference between provided and required can be reduced. So as I written here, difference between required steel and provided is large. So what we can do is we can use as a second trial, you can see here, as a second trial, we can use 2 bars of 25 mm and 2 bars of 20 mm dia. So in the second trial, what I'm doing is I am using different bar combination. So 2 bars of 25 and 2 bars of 20 dia this time. So how much area is provided by using 4 bars? So this time you can see ASC provided here 2 bars of 20 mm dia and 2 bars of 25 mm dia. So in this case, the area provided becomes 1609.25 mm square. So you can see here, required is approximately 1600 and provided is 1609. So the difference between these two again is small. So this time we can say that the bars are used optimally. So this practice we can follow while designing the beam. So this time we can say that trial is okay. So we are not using this one because in this we are using more area, but this is the best one. So we are adopting this one. So in our beam, we are providing 2 bars of 25 mm and 2 bars of 20 mm dia as a compression reinforcement. So in the diagram, now I'm showing you the diagram. So in the diagram, you can see these red dots are showing the dia of 20 mm. Similarly, in the compression side, 2 bars of 25 mm. So always the higher dia of bar will be provided on the exterior, on the outer point. So that is why I have provided the 25 mm outer side and 20 mm in the inner side. So generally, this is how we provide the bars. So now the area of reinforcement that we have provided, now we will calculate the percentage, how much area of steel, how much percentage of steel in tension and in compression we have provided. So percentage of tension and compression reinforcement can be calculated easily. So percentage of tension reinforcement provided will be area of steel provided in tension divided by the area of cross section, effective area of cross section. So when I say effective area of cross section, in that we take D as effective depth. When I say total area of cross section, in that we take the overall depth. So this time we will take effective area of cross section. So AST provided divided by effective area of cross section multiplied by, whole multiplied by the 100. So this is how we can calculate the percentage of steel. So putting all the values, we can find out the percentage of steel in tension as 1.09%. Similarly, we can find out the percentage of steel for compression reinforcement as 1.4%. So now we will we will continue this solution in the next part. Thank you.